Yes.
That'll do.
I did not warn Ben that we were starting. I just hit record and I was like, oh wait, what? Yes, I fucked
That'll
up.
do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. That is not the reference for the podcast, but that's fine.
No.
Uh, you we're finally talking about Captain America, Brave
Woo.
New World. It's happening. If you might be saying, chat, this is a week late. It came out last week. Didn't you see it? You're attracted to men who love movies. Well, here's the thing. Man is an asshole, bitch, and he didn't fucking watch it. He didn't fucking
I
watch it,
watched
and
it
he didn't watch
on
it
a
last week.
Saturday or a Sunday. I watched it on a Sunday.
We record on Fridays and Saturdays, right? This bitch watches it on a fucking
I
Sunday.
missed the part where that's my problem.
It's you, all right? You bitch. Ben doesn't want
Sneak
to watch
peek to
this
Spider-Man.
and also we're gonna probably like, and I'm also excited because we might fight about this because what I've heard about Ben's opinions about this movie is that he might not like it as much as me, but yeah,
I
I'm getting
probably
into it.
don't,
I
but
moved
that's
my
fine.
mic. My mic is here now, so I don't sound like
Woo.
really far away when I lean back all the time. But yeah, Captain America, new MCU movie, in 2025, first one since Deadpool. If you want to see our Deadpool review, go watch that. It also
Yeah.
has twisters in there. But yeah, Ben, I'll give you the floor. Do you want to go first? What do you think about Captain America?
Look, it was as good as it could have been. I think. I don't think we're gonna fight about this movie. Because I really couldn't care less. It was fun, and it was an MCU movie, and it's been a long time. And the reason that it wasn't great is because a third of the movie had to be reshot months before the release. You know, and when that happens, only so much you could do. So I said, like, as I said, this movie was as good as it could have been. With that being said, the problem that they had, or the problem that I had, was the script. It's not too big of a deal because I understand that this movie was being written during the writer's strike. It is what it is, you know.
We're getting towards the end of those, yeah.
Yeah, and then the general, I forgot his name, Thaddeus
Ross.
something. Yeah, Thaddeus
Ross.
Ross.
President
He died.
Ross, excuse you.
Yeah, the actor died. You know,
Yes.
so that's why Harrison Ford was recast as him. So their original plan would, I think, if they were able to execute the original plan, this movie would have been great, and it would have been so cool.
Dude, you took
Because
the word. I was going to talk about you were.
Yeah.
Go for it, yeah.
Here's the thing: they had to, like, when you recast Harrison Ford, when Harrison Ford's in the MCU, you have to create hype. You know, that's why they had to show Red Hulk. I wish they didn't, but you had to show Red Hulk. You know,
Yeah.
if the original plan was like same thing, you know, it was the leader, which I loved. Loved all the Easter eggs that they did. Mr. Blue Easter egg. Did you catch that? I love that
Yeah.
Easter egg. I was like, that was definitely one of my favorite Easter eggs. The original plan was him to be the center of the movie, and then at the end, out of nowhere, we're like, oh shit, Red Hulk. Shit, that would have been so cool. My favorite part of the movie, still, even though I knew it was coming, that fight scene between Cap and Red Hulk was one of the best Hulk fight scenes in the MCU. Period. You know? Even it's on par with Black Widow and Hulk in the first Avengers because of how vicious Red Hulk was. And he was truly trying to kill, you know, like Captain America. What's his name? Whatever. Sam Wilson. Yeah.
On your left.
But on your left. But no, he was truly trying to kill him. Hulk wasn't trying to kill Black Widow in the first Avenger movie. He was just like, you pissed me off, woman. Here's a backhand, bitch. You know? Might have to edit that out.
No, I'm leaving that in. You're falling on that.
But it that's probably my favorite MCU Hulk moment. Look, I liked it. You could clearly see the scenes that they reshot, like the end where he's trying to talk him down, rose petals, whatever. The sun's getting real low. That was the vibe. And
Oh, when he like knocks him dead into like a bottle of rocks, and then like it cuts like, and now then he's waking up and everyone's here. That was trippy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to allow to give a lot of excuses for this movie because of the writer's strike, because of the reshoots. So I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was great, you know? I wouldn't call it good, but it falls in that category, you know? It
Yeah.
was it was a nice movie to get back into Marvel making movies, you know?
Yes.
There was just some obvious problems, and I, for once, I'm able to look past that because of me and my mindset going into this movie. I'm like, okay, the reviews are not good. I'm not expecting this movie to be good, but I'm gonna watch it, you know? And doing that when seeing this movie was perfect because I was like, oh yeah, I could see why it got a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 60% on IMDb. But I thought it was better than 54%. I would probably give it six out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10, in that range, you know? But I still enjoyed it, you know? It was still an MCU movie. They're getting back on track. The formula that they used to make MCU movies, they followed, you know? We got a fight scene. We got him losing a battle, not the war, but a battle. We got a surprise cameo, and then we got the big finale fight scene,
Yeah.
you
We
know?
always get those. We always get our
Yeah.
big endings.
And that's the formula. The MCU was really successful in Phase 1 and 2, and yeah, I'm glad to see that they're going back to that. And I thought it was a good movie to get back on track.
I gotta say, I'll give like kind of dive into specifics. I'll give like a really broad overview here, which is that I actually saw a review on YouTube before I watched this movie. I actually wish I hadn't seen it. We're spoiling this, so just FYI. But the point of me bringing it up is that a couple things did get spoiled for me. The guy was like talking about like this isn't really a spoiler, but there's like mind control in the movie, and I watched it. I was like, well, that is a spoiler. That's just a blatant
That is
spoiler.
a spoiler. What
There's
the
real
hell?
shit in there. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, a couple things got spoiled for me, and also the person was pretty negative on the movie. They gave it like, I want to say like a C plus, and I was like, dude, that's not a good rating. And I watched it, and I agree with Ben. It's not what you'd call a great movie, but I had a really good time. I liked it a lot, and I thought there were a lot of good things about it. And in particular, the best thing about the movie is that, especially in light of the new Spider-Man show, I finally got time to watch it. We'll review it in a few weeks. He hasn't finished it yet, but I really like that show, and I really like this movie. And for a few reasons that I'll go into in a second, I think that this is actually Marvel starting to come back a little bit. We talked a little bit in our Penguin review, which will come out next week, about whether DC is going to start pummeling Marvel now because they've got all this great stuff coming out and Marvel is floundering. What we also said, what we want to happen is for them to be battling it out, for them two really good brands to be battling it out. This is a step in that direction if Marvel keeps doing this. And the reason why is because there's reasons to be excited about Marvel now. People are talking about like, is Deadpool going to be the movie to save Marvel? No. We roasted people for that in that video when we came out like, yeah, that's stupid. And they roasted you for it too in the movie. Deadpool to me is a movie that was buying time. It was like, we've got $1 billion movie in our back pocket. We know how to make a Deadpool movie that people are gonna like. It is not really that fun. And if you see the movie, you see it like there's all the stuff you want to see. There's a bunch of fun cameos. It's a good time. Even the story is a little shaky. It's not really all there. But you don't really care because you're having a good time with Ryan Reynolds and doing his thing. So they bought some time. This movie, for the first time in like forever, is like actually feels like it's in the universe. It's in the Marvel universe. Stuff that happened in other Marvel movies and Marvel shows matter to this movie. If you've seen Eternals, then you know what that giant head that's full of adamantium is doing, and they see in the big sea. And if you've seen Black Widow, that reference to that Widow girl who's like the security on Ross's team, that makes sense to you. You know Isaiah Bradley, and you've met the other Falcon guys who've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You don't have to have seen these things in order for this movie to be good for you. But if you've seen them, that's like a kind of a nice letter to the fans. Now, is it the same momentum that they had in 2017, 2018, 2019, where everyone wanted to watch everything? And if you missed something, you were like, am I screwed to see the next movie? And you want to see everything? No. But that was a very special moment of time. I don't know if they'll ever get that back, no matter how.
That was the prime of Marvel. I don't think they'll ever get back to that.
They will, but yeah, sir. for the long and short of it, like, eventually this universe has to end because it's just going to get too big and too long for people to see. But I am very happy with this movie as a whole. Getting into specifics, the first thing is that I talked about was Harrison Ford. To be very clear, I am a massive fan of Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is an amazing actor. I love Indiana Jones. He's great in Star Wars. I've seen Air Force One a million times. He's just so good. This recast, the nature of it, fucks this movie, kind of. It works in the context of the movie. I don't think it works in the context of the larger MCU because he's recast the character of Thunderbolt Ross, Thaddeus Ross, who's now the president. And in this movie, he kind of has like an arc where he's like done all the bad stuff, and now he kind of wants to be better, and he wants to see his daughter again, and he doesn't want to be that guy who is trying to control the Avengers anymore. That's great. It works fine for the movie, and I'm not saying that the other actor is better than Harrison Ford at all, but it would have felt there would have been a lot more to it, like, because that other actor, we've seen all the horrible things he's done and how he broke down his relationship with his daughter, and now he was trying to strong arm the Avengers into signing the Sokovia Accords and his relationship with Iron Man and chasing down Black Widow. So when you change to Harrison Ford and say, this is not only the same character, but now he's changing, it feels too much. It's too on the, and it works in the movie because Harrison Ford's a great actor, but it would have been so good if you still had him. Yeah.
One thing that I forgot to mention, I think the original plan was for that final fight, like for the movie to be what it is, for the surprise, like Red Hulk for Thaddeus Ross. But I think the original plan was for him to die in that fight scene. For Sam Wilson to kill Red Hulk. I think that was the original plan because we saw trailer footage of a funeral and Thaddeus' daughter is at that funeral. And that was in the trailer. So I think, or it wasn't in the trailer, it was in set photos. She was at the trailer. But I think that, because that final scene looked weird. You could tell it was CGI when Sam Wilson's talking to Red Hulk. I think Thaddeus was supposed to die if the actor didn't die in real life. I think that's what would have happened. Which, again, that would have been such a good movie. All of a sudden, Red Hulk out of nowhere, if they hide that, and then Thaddeus Ross dies being Red Hulk, Captain America has to kill Red Hulk. Like, that's the aftermath of that, I think, would have been cool to navigate. But I think the original plan was for Thaddeus Ross to die at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's an interesting journey. I think the reason they can't do that is because, again, they're trying to build the universe again. And first of all, the new movie...
Well, they couldn't do that because of Harrison Ford. Like, you're going to cast Harrison Ford and then kill him immediately.
Yeah,
like,
that's another reason. There's a few... Like, that's one reason. Like, you're not going to bring Harrison Ford in for one movie. Two, literally their summer movie is Thunderbolts, which comes out in May or whatever. It's like, that's literally called Thunderbolts. You can't have Ross in that. You can have, like, the Hydra Lady or whatever her name is, but you can't not have Ross in that. And three is a big part of the movie was, like, again, building the new universe again is Sam Wilson is now going to build the Avengers. He's going to bring back the Avengers. Sam Wilson just killed the president. I don't think he's going to be rebuilding the Avengers.
Yeah. Well, it was rewritten, and the original timeline, Thunderbolts was supposed to come out before Captain America.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So I think that would have, Sam Wilson just killed the president. Yeah. How cool would that be to navigate?
That would have been really good. That would have been really good for this movie, but probably not very good for the universe. Or at least it would have been different. It would have been. They would have.
It would have been cool to navigate, like the writing
in a different direction. Yeah, someone else would be building the Avengers. Might be Bucky.
Peter Parker.
No.
Yes.
He's got his whole shit he's got to deal with right now because no one knows who he is.
Yeah, he's got to pass high school.
He passed high school. Isn't he in college now?
Or he's got his GED books.
Now he's like living somewhere where he's got.
Well, he's been erased from the universe, so he doesn't have a high school diploma.
Oh shit! Or Peter Parker. It's all right. He'll live.
Yeah. Anyway,
one thing I like this movie, which is, and the reason why it's kind of weird to say about Marvel movies, is I liked the humor. The humor for once didn't feel cheap. If you've seen like Thor: Love and Thunder, they were like making jokes about the laughing goats. The Marvels, I don't like the Marvels. Yeah. Actually, it had a couple good jokes, specifically having to do with Ms. Marvel. I thought she was good, and the cats. But most of it's like, I used to be a princess on a planet where they only sing. And then he's speaking like, yeah, well, he's bilingual. Like, it just feels cheap. It doesn't feel funny.
No, that was good. I will not tolerate any slander for
Really?
Captain Marvel dancing.
I,
I was like, are you kidding me?
I,
All right.
okay, I don't disagree. I mean, it was funny. I laughed, but I was like, the jokes in this movie much more came out of like the chemistry that
I agree. Yeah.
Falcon and whatever the guy's name is, Elijah. I don't know. The new
well,
Falcon.
he's now the Falcon. Yeah.
Yeah, the new
Captain
Falcon.
America.
And he'd be like, "Are you gonna be able to deal with this movie?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "That's not the end." Like, it comes out of the chemistry. It doesn't really come out of a bad punchline, or even like how some of the way humor is used. Like when Bucky is talking to Sam. I actually want to talk more about that scene. When Bucky's talking to Sam, Sam goes, "Speechwriters work on you on that for you?" Is like, "Yeah, they did. It was really," and it's not like really. It's not that funny. Let's not laugh out loud funny. It's not really that funny at all. But the point is like there are two guys who've
it's chemistry.
They've noticed they've had a moment with each other, and they're like, okay, let's throw this off and act like this is less serious than it is. We're not comfortable with this level of like being chill with each other. So the humor felt better to me than in recent Marvel movies.
I think it's the chemistry between the actors, and I agree with you. It definitely it wasn't forced, you know, it was fluid, and it wasn't. I thought the Marvels was funnier per se. I mean, I was laughing more, you know.
Fun, yeah.
But this movie felt it felt more like an MCU movie because it's not supposed to be hilarious, you know, throughout the whole movie, the MCU movie, you know. It's supposed to be like, oh, we're at a dark part. We're talking about the fate of the world, what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, I'm just going to drop a line to break the tension, and then we're going to get back into it. You know, like that is what Marvel did, and I'm glad they're getting back to it.
Yeah, I think the Marvels is throwing entertainment value at the screen a lot, and this movie was more concerned with wanting to tell like a full story. I agree with you that putting Red Hulk in the trailer and marketing Red Hulk as part of the film. So, I mean, literally the poster of this movie is Red Hulk punching the Captain America shield. It is a mistake to do that when Red Hulk is in one sequence in your entire movie. It just is. It is just the wrong thing to do. You have to let that be a surprise if that's how you're going to use the character. If you're going to use him more, fine. But you're not. You're going to see him in that one sequence. I think that the biggest part of the movie where you could feel where all the reshoots happened was with Giancarlo Esposito. Not necessarily, the review I watched said, like, you could tell, like, when Sam Wilson is talking to Giancarlo Esposito, he's there, and then it cuts to him, and it's clearly they're not in the same room. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say I didn't notice, but I only noticed because you brought it up, and I saw it before the movie.
I didn't mind. I know exactly why that is. The reason is, like, this movie was supposed to come out, like, years earlier, you know? COVID kind of screwed everything up. But the original plan, Giancarlo Esposito was not the guy that was supposed to be in this movie. Yeah, they filmed scenes with Seth Rollins. They already filmed scenes, but then they had to redo it because they want to build hype around this movie because they're like, okay, let's get some big name actors. You know, let's get Harrison Ford, let's get Giancarlo Esposito, and you know, let's build a little bit more hype.
Seth out of the movie.
Yeah. So that's and I didn't mind. You know, I didn't really notice it too much. I knew what was happening, but I didn't really mind.
Yeah. By the way, this is actually kind of interesting to talk about. I'll lead into this, but I like the twist with who the villain was, Leader, the doctor. I actually like that. And for the first like 40, 50 minutes of the movie, as this movie was going, I was like, I don't know if it would this movie, and this movie would have been in that great category. Like, this is good stuff. Like, the first 40, 50 minutes is good. Then they start stepping on themselves a little bit. But when they, like, Sam, they have that operation with Giancarlo Esposito. Their guy's not there. Falcon meets Isaiah Bradley. They go and they're shooting at the White House, and they're, like, searching for what's going on, where are we going. Harrison Ford gets a phone call from the guy who's in the shadows. Like, this is all good shit. Giancarlo Esposito attacks Sam. Like, that gunshot made me jump in the theater. Like, oh, shit, we're going. And then, again, this guy, fuck this review. You know who you are who did this review, and you definitely watched this channel. Fuck you, and you're wrong about this review. Because he said, like, the villain thing, I saw it coming, it wasn't that good, and he wasn't really that compelling of a villain. I'm like, okay. What I was thinking of as everyone's like, is it fucking that bitch is Liv Tyler's boyfriend from Incredible Hulk? Because if it's that, then that sucks. That's garbage. I
Yeah.
don't care that he has a degree. He's not all that. And it was like the guy. I completely forgot about the guy leader, the doctor who got wrecked and made Abomination, knocked to the ground. His head is like swelling, and just the back of my head I was like, yeah, we're never paying that off. No, we paid it off finally in this movie,
Yeah.
and I like how they did his character. His character. It's definitely a cliche to be saying like, "Hey, I'm a really smart guy. That's how I get places." We talked about it. Never came out, but we talked about this in The Boys season 4, where that girl's character is literally, my superpower is I'm the smartest person in the world. I'm the smart, and it is obnoxious. It's like, oh, I just see everything coming. I fixed everything. It's like, that's annoying. And this person is approached much more like, this is the likelihood. This is the stats. This is the probability this is going to happen. There's a this percent chance. There's a 50% chance you're going to do this. That's one. And two, he doesn't really care about saving the world. All he really cares about is getting to Ross. So if people are getting to him in the meantime, that doesn't really matter to him as long as he can tear Ross down. So that it makes it much more plausible for how they get their hands on him and how he's able to get the things. And so I like Leader. I actually kind of like the look. He was a little off. He just looked weird and off-putting and Freddy Krueger-ish, especially when he shows up at the door with the top hat, the fedora. So yeah, I liked him. And if you want to, I've got more to say, but if you want to go, that's fine.
No, I liked how they did his character. I knew immediately. I mean, I already had suspicion that he was going to be in it because of Red Hulk being in it, because of A Hulk being in this. So I was like, okay, because I knew that they're eventually, and there's speculation he's going to be in it, and they're eventually going to use him. I think they could have done better with the look. The comic book look is he's just got a slightly bigger head, and he's green, and he's got hair. I think that would have been a better look than the brain on the outside. And he does wear a top hat in the comics, so I think that would have been fine if he just had a green head. You didn't even have to make his head bigger; just make him green. I think that would have been fine. So I mean, I didn't really have a problem with it. It was just like, okay, why does he look weird? All right, let's move on. But I think they could have done better with the look. Yeah, I agree with. I like that he's like. There's a clear reason why he's doing this. A lot of villains like that. Like like the girl in The Boys season 4. There's not really. I mean, she's just bored. That's kind of what they marketed it off to be.
Yeah, she's like, you could break this though, and she's like, okay, fine, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, but like here, it's like, okay, he promised me freedom, but he didn't give it to me. So I'm gonna make sure that his life is hell. I'm gonna turn him into Hulk because it turns him. It using gamma radiation, it turns you into what you are inside, and that's why Dr. Banner's green. Allegedly, that's why Dr. Banner's green and Thaddeus is red. But I liked how they did it. I just think they could have done better with the look. But it's not a big deal.
I was kind of like they actually followed up Incredible Hulk. I was like, it's not too good for it. Follow it up, go for it.
Yeah.
I actually like that movie. I get if you're not like
I liked it too. Yeah.
MCU fan, you haven't seen Incredible Hulk a million times, like me and Ben have, but I like that movie, and I think actually it gets a lot of hate.
I think it gets too much hate. Yeah, it's a solid movie. You know?
I like that. My favorite character in the entire movie is Isaiah Bradley from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the old Black Captain America, the vet. That actor's performance is so good that like I want to see him I want to see everything he's ever done now. He was good in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I guess you call it because that's a movie, but he was really good in that, and immediately it kind of like communicates his arc that he has, and like when he like shoots at the president, they puts his hands up. I was like, "What's up? I'm stopping." And Sam's like, "You're going." He's like, "I can't go to jail." And Sam's like, "It'll be worse if you don't." And he actually gives up for it. It's like goes from "Get the fuck out of my house, Sam. You fucking wear the Captain America shield." I don't remember what the art was. Why would a black man ever carry the Captain America shield or something along those lines? To being like, okay, I trust Sam enough that I'm willing to go back to the place that I'm terrified of. And honestly, like the moment that, not to be that guy, but shut up, not to be that guy, but like the moment when they like give him his suit back when he leaves the prison, they brought me to tears. It was actually a really profound moment for me because
it was cool. Yeah.
Because you clearly like he loves the suit so much. He's so scared of what it's going to do. And like now he sees the change that is coming over the government that was horrible and racist and put him under for so many years and locked him up and experimented on him. And now with Sam, they're changing and they're letting him out. And this suit, which he like probably thought was a score destroying, turned out, no, it's been dry cleaned, and here you go, sir. Here's your suit that means so much to you. And you just see him. Oh my god, that was an amazing moment, I thought. And he's great. I want to see him in more things. Yeah, I'm excited for more Marvel things. One thing that's not getting talked about at all by anybody is that scene with Bucky. Sam's the other Falcon got
He's a
shot.
senator.
Yeah, the other Falcon got shot the fuck out of the sky. If you've seen the other Captain America movies, you know that Sam's other partner also got shot out of the sky. Sam feels somewhat responsible for that somehow. This is rough for him. And Bucky is the person talking to Sam. Bucky probably never got to say this to Steve, but in a very similar situation in the first Captain America movie, Bucky got on the wrong side of something and got dropped off into a little ice mountain. Big ice mountain, not a little ice mountain. Big ice, and there were horrible consequences for Bucky because of that. I mean, he jacked up with super soldier serum, became the Winter Soldier, and killed all those people and had a horrible traumatic life because of it. And he's able to look at Sam and be like, it's not your fault. That's a great scene. Action's good in this movie. I'm trying not to drag this out too long, but I would honestly give this a big thumbs up. On Letterboxd, I give it 3.5 stars. I think it's a good movie. And I'm more excited for Marvel things now. And maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe Thunderbolts will be terrible. Maybe I'll burn down my entire apartment building after I watch Daredevil.
I'm excited for Thunderbolts, though. I am excited for Thunderbolts.
Maybe Fantastic Four will just be awful. Wakanda will be awful. Ironheart will be bad. Marvel Zombies, stupid. Boom. Maybe. But maybe it'll all be amazing.
I think Ironheart will be bad. I think everything else will be good.
But right now I'm excited.
One more thing I want to say is I like the direction of having the original Avenger people running for office, because I think that's very realistic to how that would happen in real life. Yeah,
Bucky, who was like the fugitive of the law in Civil War, like he's on the screen being like, "This is the Winter Soldier. He murdered all these people. If you even see him, call us and we'll lock him up." And now he's like running for office. Like that's across, not like for no reason. Like this is a good thing. Like,
I like the, yeah.
And Falcon and Winter Soldier, you're like going to have to make amends to people. Like, I killed your daughter, I killed this people. I'm no longer the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really very positive. I mean, I should be fair. Giancarlo Esposito does not belong in this movie. I feel like they were like, hey, the mean interpretation is that they're like, we want Giancarlo Esposito in our universe. We're going to shoehorn him in there, put him in prison. And then we've got Giancarlo Esposito. We'll bring him back in a new movie. What probably actually happened was what they had before was worse. Marvel has a very bad habit of going with scripts that aren't ready yet. And I think that's probably what happened and why they needed all those reshoots. The leader's plan is more complicated than it needs to be. It is. It's a screenwriter's plan. I defend it and I think it's good. And listen, I would be the first one making comparisons, but does not need to be that complicated. Some of the CG on Sam's suit doesn't look amazing. It could, I don't know, but yeah, and it doesn't hit while it is in the vein and the same genre as Winter Soldier and Civil War, it's certainly nowhere near as strong as those movies. Yeah, just to put some negatives in there.
It's definitely the fourth best or the worst Captain America film, but I still enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to say that because I'm being very positive. I don't want to overstate how much I like the movie. But
I mean, it's a 7 out of 10 for you, and it's about a 6.5 out of 10 for me. So it's like,
well, it's 3 stars, 3.5 stars.
You said 3.5 out of 5. That's
but that's not what it. I need that for a rating system. I need like a number system.
I know, but look, anything above 60% on Rotten Tomatoes is fresh, certified fresh. All right, think of it that way. Anything above 60% is a good movie, not a great movie. But a good movie, a movie you should watch,
Yeah.
So
usually,
you need to watch this movie. I enjoyed it. Chad enjoyed it. It's good.
If you're a Marvel fan, you got to jump on this.
Yeah. If you haven't watched this yet as a Marvel fan, you're not really a Marvel fan. Argue with a wall.
Go watch the Spider-Man show because we're going to talk about that too. So be ready.
It's good so far. I'm almost finished.
Next week is the Penguin. We're going to be dropping our review on that because I am going to see a Atlanta Braves game. Possibly. And I won't be able to record. So, and then the week after that, Ben wants to talk about The Monkey. I might see The Gorge. I've heard some good things about that. We also want to talk about, of course, the Spider-Man show. We'll probably talk about Daredevil season 2. We've got a list. We won't cover it all in 2 weeks, but next week is the Penguin, so check back for that. 100 before 10. Need an
I'm before
outro.
10.
Need an outro. Let's figure it out
We
right
do need an
now.
outro.
What's the outro?
I don't know. I think we just say 100 before 10.
All right, 100 before 10, and then Ruth's face. 100 before 10.